the Chinese herbal system, Chinese bitters are considered a premium tonic herb that have detoxifying qualities, anti-inflammatory abilities, liver protectant and liver detoxifying qualities, and many other attributes that I want to share with you. Now, though the term is Chinese bitters, the truth is that Chinese bitters are actually made up of two different sort of tonic herbs. One is gentian root and the other is buplerium root. Now, these tonic herbs alone have very bitter-like qualities and perhaps are most bitter in terms of their taste and are commonly used together in a combination or a formula that we know of as Chinese bitters. Now, like Swedish bitters and other herbal bitters, they have a very specific use and a very specific benefit. But for us to really understand their benefits, we have to talk a little bit about the 5 different taste elements that are present in nature and in our diets, or in our case, in the modern case, are not present in our diets. So according to Ayurveda in Chinese medicine, there are 5 predominant tastes: sweet, salty, pungent, bitter, and astringent. However, in the modern diet, typically we have only salty and sweet sort of flavors and tastes, and because of this, we miss out on many other health attributes or benefits from our food and our diets that create actual imbalances later on in our body. And amongst those 5 flavors, perhaps one of the most important flavors, though all equally important, perhaps the most important and the most vitally lacking in the modern diet is the bitter taste or the bitter quality. And it is this exact bitter quality that makes Chinese bitters so medicinal and so important in the modern world. So to briefly break it down, looking at one of the first and major benefits of Chinese bitters is that their ability to detoxify and promote liver detoxification and liver cleansing. Now, tied together with liver detoxification, we find that Chinese bitters are also really great digestive tonics and are commonly used to promote healthy digestion and remedy other digestive issues. Now, the reason for this is because when we taste something bitter, and specifically taste that in the back of our tongues, what happens is our vagus nerve, which is a nerve connected from the back of our tongue to the top of our liver and gallbladder, is activated and tells our liver and gallbladder to secrete healthy bile and enzymes, and basically this release of new healthy bile triggers both digestion and detoxification of the liver, gallbladder, and large intestine. There's other medicinal and health properties of bile, such as the neutralization of stomach acid, which is very essential because without that, we see that we actually have issues such as excess heat, particularly in the stomach, known as ulcers, which sort of ties together Chinese bitters' 3 main components, acting as an anti-inflammatory and blood cleanser, a liver detoxifier, and also a digestive tonic. Now, getting back to its ability to promote detoxification, we see very simply just the bitter quality alone. That bitter taste is very medicinal because it can stimulate our vagus nerve and tell our liver and gallbladder to flush. And now, talking about some additional benefits that are correlated with the ability to clean the liver and detoxify the body, we find, like I said, improved digestion, particularly an increased ability to utilize, break down, and absorb fat. So fat digestion increases as our liver and our bile becomes healthier and more clean, and which has a very important role in our overall health, such as the ability to promote hormones and produce hormones, because we need healthy fats to produce hormones, brain health, and overall decreased toxic load, because with healthy fat in our system, we're less likely to store toxic fat and toxins in that fat. So it's a very holistic herb, though it has very simple sort of attributes and benefits. So tying into everything we're talking about here, we find that this herb is also an anti-inflammatory. And it's an anti-inflammatory, or traditionally used in Chinese medicine to expel excess heat from the body, and particularly toxic heat in the liver and in the blood. And because our liver cleanses our blood and produces a lot of our blood, if our liver is toxic, if it has gallstones, there's fungal infections, viral or parasite infections in the liver, if it's generally congested with sluggish bile, then we cannot properly clean our blood, which can lead to inflammatory issues, or what the Chinese call toxic heat in the blood, which can attribute to everything from stomach ulcers, inflammatory bowel disease, arthritis, diabetes, hair loss, skin disorders, particularly inflammatory skin disorders like eczema, psoriasis, and acne. However, there's many issues to be caused by inflammation in the body. It is said that most disease is caused by some sort of inflammation in the body or can be traced back to it. So this is a very important herb for overall health. These are just some specific benefits and how it sort of works in action in your body. So lastly, what's really great about Chinese bitters is because they cleanse the blood and they keep our liver healthy, they're going to have a positive effect on our hormones, particularly related to our energy levels, our blood sugar balance, fertility, and even on the women's side, handling and remedying their menstrual cycle. So really, I've said in a few different videos, particularly related to dong gui, red raspberry leaf, that one of the primary causes of imbalances in our menstrual cycles and in pregnancy and female reproductive health is an imbalance in their hormonal system, and particularly related to the liver. So in short, as our liver gets more clean, it starts to function better, then it can divert more of its energy rather than to detoxification, but to producing healthy hormones, which is one of its 500 different functions. So the liver is a very important organ. It has, like I said, over 500 different functions. So essentially, we could really say that Chinese bitters has at least 500 different benefits that we could get into. But in this video, I broke down just a few of those benefits and how this herb can work as a detoxification agent, a digestive bitter or digestive aid, and an anti-inflammatory that cleanses the blood, promotes liver health, hormone health, and overall is a really great tonic herb for anybody who wants to experience optimal wellness, considering that one of those main things that they would need to have in order is healthy blood and a well-functioning liver. So if you're interested in trying some Chinese bitters, if you want to know how to incorporate them into your diet, it's very simple. You basically can take it in an extracted form. I like to use extracted powders of high quality organic herbs, and then I can make my own herbal tinctures by adding it to an alcohol base, letting it set for a few weeks, anywhere from 2 to 6 weeks, and then taking that before meals as a digestive tonic. But you can also, if you have a really great extracted powder, you can just take a quarter of a teaspoon, get it right on your tongue so you activate that vagus nerve, and take it down with a little bit of water, and you'll have yourself an instant digestive remedy that is, in my opinion, superior to digestive enzymes in many ways, because you're relying on your body's own capacity to digest food, which I feel is more natural. So if you're interested in trying some Chinese bitters and learning a little bit more than the information I shared here, then you can click the link below and check it out for yourself.